Mean Little People. Written by Paige Dearth. Narrated by Eden Gabay and Marina Fess. Cold-hearted. Someone once told me I was cold-hearted. They believed it. I didn't. Kids learn how to cope. Bullied kids find that special superpower inside that pushes them to survive. They wear masks on the outside for the world to see, but inside they're raging, struggling to experience normal. Bullied kids face fear every day. They are beaten by words or actions. Both cause pain, and both leave scars. Eventually, they build strong armor around their hearts that thickens over time. Bullies yell. They strike out with angry words and tight fists. Bullies grow puffy. They need power to feed their powerless existence. Though they rarely realize it, the bullied are stronger than their enemies because they dare to face their demons every day. They search deep within themselves to find the serenity they so deserve. Bullied children often replace pain with numbness, fear and anger with indifference, and chaos with peace. They move on. Sometimes they seek revenge, and sometimes they become feared. Someone once told me I was cold-hearted. They were wrong. I suppose they've never been bullied. The Beating Path. 7-year-old Tony Bruno feared the strong hands of death were reaching for him. His small feet pounded against the hot pavement as he tried to get away from the boys chasing after him. In mid-stride, 2 of the 7-year-old boys snatched Tony by the back of his old t-shirt. His arms flailed spastically, his small fists trying to make contact with his attackers. One boy, grazed by Tony's fist, yelled, "Knock it off, Bruno, you little queer!" Tony was dragged through the trash that lined the city sidewalk. "Leave me alone!" Tony cried in a high-pitched voice. "Shut up, Bruno. I swear, if you open your mouth again, we'll kill you," Vincent snapped. Tony twisted and thrust against the boys. He fought with everything he had in him, but he was no match for the kids who viewed bullying as an after-school activity. Tony's eyes fixed on his surroundings as if seeing them for the first time. He looked into the open lot, taking in the small patch of trees and overgrown grass. On either side of the lot were brick buildings with broken windows that revealed the lifeless blackness within. Vines clung to the exterior as if they'd grown there from the inside out. Tony never walked between the buildings. It was taboo. This place scared him. This was the place where monsters lived. He'd heard the groan of drunks coming from deep inside the cavity of the broken-down buildings when he'd walked by months earlier with his mother. Tony fixated on his mother's words now.
"There are googamongers that live in that place. Do you know what a googamonger is?"
His mother, Teresa, had asked. Tony had shaken his head, scanning the trees and buildings, waiting for a human-like creature to come after him.
"They're real big. Bigger than your father. They got long claws for fingers and real sharp teeth. They like to eat children because every time they eat a kid, they grow stronger. So you keep your skinny ass out of there."
Tony was paralyzed with fear thinking about the googamongers. He kept fighting against his tormentors, but they dragged him deeper into the forbidden lot. Vincent and his friends forced Tony into the shadow of a small clump of trees. Tony peed himself, imagining the googamongers watching him, getting ready to eat him. His stomach turned with a wispy emptiness. Tony made one final attempt to free himself and got one arm loose. Vincent punched Tony in the gut, and a few